Hey everybody, this is your friend Daniel Hutchins, and we're back again for another AM video. Yes, another AM video. We're going to be talking about some stuff again from our friend Screen Rant. Yes, we're going to be talking about some more information or news from our friend Screen Rant. Yes, today from Screen Rant, we're first going to be talking about Blade, and then we're going to be talking about some other stuff. Okay, so Marvel is now finally introducing Blade's daughter, Bloodline. Now, after being teased years ago, Marvel Comics is finally going to introduce Blade's daughter, Bloodline, in the brand new Free Comic Book Day story. So, if you guys who are the celebrate Free Comic Book Day, you're going to be hopefully seeing the debut of Blade's daughter, Bloodline. Again, spoilers for the Free Comic Book Day, the book The Avengers and X-Men #1 by Marvel Comics. Um, After being teased many years ago, Blade's daughter is now revealed, and his bloodline will make their Marvel Comics debut in the upcoming Free Comic Book Day title, The Avengers and X-Men #1. It's a free comic book on Free Comic Book Day, guys. So, in a new tease from the forthcoming free book, or issue, as they say, Blade's daughter will now appear in a story, and the announcement has came more than 6 years ago after the first tease was told. Now, Blade is Marvel's premier vampire hunter. He's a His bloody antics have taken on the forefronts of his movies way back before the beginnings, before the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Again, however, in 2015, Marvel Comics has revealed that there's some artists who are teaming up for a new Blade the Hunter series and an all new, all different relaunch. Because you remember how they had all new, all different X-Men, all new, all different Avengers. But now they're going to be doing something. They're going to be an all new, all different relaunch of the Blade. It's going to be pretty cool. And now Marvel Comics is now reviving and revamped this idea of bringing in Blade's daughter. We know Bloodline will soon make her debut in the Blade comics. Again, so while Marvel Comics is keeping these details secretly under wraps, or mostly say under wraps, they revealed Blade's daughter, Bloodline, will debut and appear in the Free Comic Book Day of the Avengers X-Men #1. Now again, some artists from the Multiversity, Teen Justice, Magic, and Hidden Planeswalkers, those artists are now tackling the story starring the titular vampire hunter. Now we know Marvel Comics has released or renewed some previewed images for the series, which showed off the Bloodline, the daughter of Blade. Her face is revealed, but other images show she is holding more of notes from her dad, and she reads it in front of the series of weapons. Again, guys, really interesting. Bloodline, the daughter of Blade. Really cool. Little cool nod to her. So it's great to see Marvel Comics promoting Blade related comics again, because it's been a long time since Blade was in the films. If you remember the Blade films, let me know in the comments. But as the publishers have failed him in the comics from recent years, hopefully now with the daughter's introduction, it will lead to further adventures with her dad, and the pair of the vampire hunters will be brung together for the first time in many years. And now the timing is now perfect because Masala Ali's Blade solo films in the works. Possibly is going to be near the end of Phase 4, maybe the Phase 5 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Again, character is a very high stakes in the moment. Now, Blade series and the Bloodline, the daughter, of major part would see a lot of fun in these stories. Again, you can see it fully revealed on Free Comic Book Day, The Avengers X-Men #1 by Marvel Comics, where it also debuts Blade's daughter. Debuted also on May 7th. Yes, May 7th, Free Comic Book Day 2022. Okay, so we're going back to our home section of Screen Rant. we're going back and we're going to talk about more, guys. Yes, we're going to talk about more. Okay, so you want to know more. You want to know the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man reference? Okay, Tobey Maguire had a Spider-Man reference from Morbius. Okay, so you know that movie that just came out last night, Morbius. Yes, Morbius. The director of Morbius has now addressed a deleted scene which had a reference to Tobey Maguire and his Spider-Man. Now, the director of Morbius has explained that deleted reference or a missing reference of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man from initial trailers releases of the film 6 hours ago. So Morbius director has broken his silence on the deleted moral scene which has referenced the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Now, in latest Marvel comic book adaptations that's now produced by Sony, Jared Leto stars as the biochemist of a rare blood disease who transforms himself to the living vampire. Now, basically, following the initial release, it was a $75 million budget to make this film. Morbius has now continued to still meet a low reception by critics and audiences. Along with the appearance of Michael Keaton's Vulture as a cameo, many fans are surprised to see the reference to Maguire's Spider-Man suit instead of Holland's version. That's weird. But again, teaser trailers say that Leto's character is seen meandering around an orange prison jumpsuit. From the background, showing the wall crawler and the mural that said murderer was defaced across it, you saw on graffiti. However, this only led to more confusion as the titular costume was just an image of the Raimi suit from Spider-Man PS4 game in 2018. Okay, so if you know the Spider-Man PS4 game, you probably might know that Spider-Man reference. So okay, more Spider-Man stuff. In interviews with Cinema Blend, who is another friend of ours on the channel, the director has narrowly explained the removed Easter egg reference to Maguire's Spider-Man suit or costume in the film. To his most surprise, the director shares he had no intention of adding the mural to the trailers. It just was an accident, he said. Oh, as he thinks he said. But it was not involved in the creative process of the trailer. Therefore, he claimed he had no say to the decision of the image from the trailer to only make assumptions, as he's allegedly still unaware of the murderer tag reference. You can read his full response below. That image from that trailer, guys, pay close attention. It's a very important Spider-Man Easter egg. Now, so for me, as a director, I only do this movie as I, the fan, have several kinds of opinions and thoughts about this. But since I didn't put that there because it's not in the movie, I didn't put it in the trailer either. So as I said before, I think it is just would be as a fan because I'm the director, I'm accused of knowing something which I don't know you know. But if you knew something, I could tell you, but it's not mine. It's not my original idea, you know. I would love to be honest and responsible, but I cannot because it's not mine. Okay, the image is seen below that. Okay, followed the premiere of Morbius, the mural shot was ultimately begging the question of which version of Spider-Man it was. So in Sonyverse, basically, obviously, recently the director has teased connections and revealed audiences to soon discover the variant of Spider-Man that now exists in the Venom's universe. Therefore, the ongoing rumors of Sony's plans to form the Sinister Six, which has been in limbo for like, I don't know, like 4 years now. It's been like in limbo for like 4 years or maybe even more than that. I don't know. It's a long time. And it may be possible the studio is refraining from revealing the version of the web swinger from the mural, leading to decisions to remove that Easter egg in the final cut of the film. Well, that's fucking stupid. Why would you remove the Easter egg in the final cuts of the film? That's stupid because, okay, I mean, yeah, you have Spider Man. Yes, he is in the Sony's universe. Yes, but still doesn't make any sense why you would remove that Easter egg. That's stupid. Personally, I think it's stupid that they're trying to do that, but hey, it's whatever, it's Sony. Although the moral reference is removed in theatrical release of Morbius, it has still remained possible for introduction of the Sony-verse Spider-Man in the future. Now again, the soon future, not the far future. This is especially true with the third installment of the Venom and also the Kraven Hunter, which will also be coming in 2023. Again, for now, it's difficult to say whether Sony would remove that Easter egg or not. Again, I think it's stupid. Why would you remove it? It's basically just telling you Spider Man is in the universe, so it doesn't do you any harm. Why does it have to be so harmful? I mean, that's stupid. But the possibility of also seeing Spider Man references within Venom's universe as well. Again, so basically, the new updated key releases say that Kraven the Hunter is in 2023, January 13th, as it marks, and has also been announced a Madame Web movie. Yes, a Madame Web. You remember her if you read the Spider-Verse stories. Now, she's going to have a movie on some point as well, but it doesn't really say any information. Supposed to come out some point. I just don't know. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I just don't know that much about Madame Web. I'm just saying. The only thing I know is that basically she is connecting Sony to the Spider Verse and all that other stuff. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. Yes, we're gonna keep going. Yes, we'll keep going. How much does Morbius need to make as a box office success? How much does it cost to make Morbius a box office success? Okay, so we know right now it's not a success, but how much does it need to be a success? Okay, Morbius has a budget compared to other superhero blockbusters, but how much does this movie need to be successful? That's a good question. 8 hours ago, everybody. Spoilers. The Sonyverse Morbius has now granted a blockbuster budget for the studio. How does it need to be considered as a success? We don't know. The first release yesterday or last night in USA, the Morbius is open to a poor critical consensus with various different quarters citing the movie is incoherent narrative and has poor special effects, and the factor behind its lackluster reception. Nonetheless, movie-going audiences are still showed up for an appetite to see this movie with adjacent outside the MCU, even though it's Marvel Sony. Yes, Marvel Sony. Now again, movie has only earned $5.7 million alone from Thursday previews, screenings ahead from their release. Now again, Morbius is just an origin story of the living vampire with Dr. Michael Morbius, played by Jared Leto. The film's biggest commercial drawback has unconceivably stems to the ties of the other Sonyverse Marvel Cinematic Universe properties. Morbius is now marketed and certainly did little to dissuade the rumors of those ties with the rest of that universe, with early clips of the movie featuring graffiti and reference in-universe Spider-Mans we talked about before. While this clash between the web swinger and Michael Morbius did not come, the long-touted addition to having the cameo with the Vulture is also part of the setup for the long the long pushed back or the movie project by Sony which has been in limbo, the Sinister Six. Yes, the Sinister Six. It's been in limbo ever since the Amazing Spider-Man. Again, the Amazing Spider-Man. That's a fucking long time ago. Because Amazing Spider-Man, they were supposed to be doing the Sinister Six, but it's been in development limbo ever since. Again, ultimately materializing the Morbius mid-credit scene. Again, alright, so given the Morbius ties to the two several highly lucrative IPs, it is no wonder why Sony provided ample backing for this director and his company to bring the living vampire to the big screen. This financial confidence was further justified in 2018 after Leto has joined the project for the lead role. Sony executives are confident with the commercial draw after his performance as the Joker from the 2016 Suicide Squad. Now, as a direct result, here's how Morbius cost to make and what it needs to be a box office success. To be a box office success. Keyword to be. Now, Morbius budget, how much did it cost? Again, I think we talked about that. It cost about $75 million. Yes, $75 million for the budget of this movie. Again, takes 2 years to complete outside the other delays you had from the COVID-19 coronavirus, or whatever you call it. Given Morbius states that something of a superhero tentpole, more like an anti-hero tentpole, because, Morbius is actually an anti-hero. Again, Sonyverse, again, $75 million to work with, gamble from Sony and Marvel. And again, they basically said from context from the first Venom outing, that had only cost $100 million to make. And the blockbuster Spider-Man No Way Home had only cost about $200 million to make. Now, in result, Morbius was only $75 million, which appears to be safely contexted due to the fact Michael Morbius is nowhere near as a bankable character as Venom is or Spider-Man in their debuts. How much Morbius needs in the box office to be this success? Again, you want to know? I tell you. So again, according to insiders from box offices and shit, Morbius' initial box office projections and numbers look solid in relation to film's relatively modest movie budget. In addition to $5.7 million taken from the preview on Thursday night screenings, Morbius is projected to gross around $33 million, around 4,200 theaters across the US, with some industry tracking as high as $40 or $50 million, according to the movie. Again, Morbius performs close to those estimates in the first 4 days. Again, recouped almost 2/3 of their budget in short order, putting on a course through a lucrative venture to Sony. Yet, given if Morbius has frosty critical receptions by critics and fans, the Sonyverse movie will need to make astronomical strides for it to be a current perception where it is standing in the film community. Working against Morbius, you also had definition of success, is also the fact that Morbius is directly following after the box office astronomical success of Spider-Man No Way Home, which is only the sixth highest grossing movie of all time, which is equivalent to $1.8 billion. Now again, in short, guys, Morbius will have to likely recoup their production costs and entirely across their theatrical run, but since it has poor reviews, look to have already hamstrung any further opportunity for kinds of widespread success Sony has initially had hoped for. Again, guys, so again, let me know how much you think Morbius will need to be a box office success, and if you think it would be even a box office success, because currently, right now, as it stands, it's not looking good, guys. It is not looking good. It is not looking good on Marvel and Sony's part that you had this abomination of a movie just come out, and now you only have, like, I don't know, $4.5 million made just in the first day. It's like, what the fuck? All right, you know how bad it is, though. But all right, we're going to keep going. We're just going to keep this going. Yes, we're going to keep this going. Okay, so. Alrighty. All right, so okay. You want to know what's going on with Indiana Jones? I can tell you what's going on with Indiana Jones. Now, the last time we talked about Indiana Jones was a few months ago, actually. Now, Indiana Jones, the star who played Short Round, would like to play again if asked. Again, Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom's star, is now said he's open to play the sidekick Short Round again if he was asked to be. This was 8 hours ago. Okay, so the actor who played the young sidekick Short Round in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom says he is open to playing his character again. The second installment of the Steven Spielberg Indiana Jones franchise, Temple of Doom from 1984, serves as the prequel to the Raiders of the Lost Ark of 1981. This film sees Harrison Ford reprise his role as the famous adventurer Indiana Jones, and he travels with old Shanchai to India to search the magical Sankara stone, which has been stolen by the Fuggy Court. Now, aiding Indiana Jones in this mission was the street-savvy youngster Short Round and the nightclub singer Willie Scott. Again, alright, so despite receiving some very, very mixed reviews upon their release, and lots of backlash and controversy over the years, Temple of Doom is largely remembered as a cult classic and is also notable for being the feature debut of this 12-year-old kid, who then went on to be famous and went on to play the Goonies in 1985 before taking on the role in the martial arts movie in 1991. And then after that, he kind of left acting for a while. But then he had opportunities where he basically was in Netflix stuff, and then now fans just kind of wonder if he'll ever revisit his role from Indiana Jones. Okay, so in recent interviews with comicbook.com, this actor has addressed his possibility of playing Short Round again. Okay, so while discussing the effort has gone into his potential Goonies revival or sequel, which has been kind of in development, the 50-year-old actor said he would love to revisit his beloved character, Short Round. However, there are no plans to do so at this moment. You can read his quote below. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and the Goonies have changed my life. They changed the trajectories of my life. I still can't believe it was 38 years ago. I still have people come up to me and tell me how their life was impacted by those two movies. I am very thankful and grateful to be a part of this, and yes, over the years, I always dreamed of revisiting those characters. In fact, we tried many, many years to make a Goonies 2, but we've hired numerous writers and with numerous drafts, but never came to happen because Goonies 2 was basically was in limbo for a while. Also, since even my return to acting is once to me a very, very distant dream, Everything Everywhere and All at Once directors, the Daniels made that distant dream into a reality today. We are very thankful to them, so yeah, I'd love to play the role again, he said. I'm excited that we're going to be getting an Indiana Jones 5 because I love Harrison Ford very much, and I can't wait for him to don the fedora hat again and crack that whip again. So yeah, I'm very, very happy. Harrison Ford is the only confirmed star for the fifth movie, which is now directed by Mangold instead of Spielberg. Now, again, plot details are being kept secretly under wraps, locked in a vault somewhere. I don't know, but just theorizing. Now, the film is rumored to involve time travel and is supporting cast again with some other big names. Mads Mikkelsen, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Antonio Banderas, Shawnette Renee Wilson, Oliver Richters, Toby Jones, Thomas Krishman, Boyd Holbrook, and Anthony Ingruber. Now, those are some names you might remember, some of them at least. Now, unfortunately, though, Indiana Jones 5 which wrapped filming earlier this year, will likely be the very, 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 very last adventure for Harrison Ford and his character as Indiana Jones. We talked about this last summer. Yes, we talked about this last summer. Yeah, on the channel, we talked about how last summer they announced that they were doing Indiana Jones 5. Now, as for a Goonies film, there has been rumors and speculation saying there was a revival in works, or the Goonies 2, or sequel, was in kind of a development limbo. Just like how the Ghostbusters last year was in sort of a development lingo, or a limbo. I said lingo, it's limbo. Development limbo for a while, until they finally had a script where they can work it with. Again, so basically, not to say the idea of a grown up Goonies group likely is not as apparent as the original. It would rely too much heavily on nostalgia. However, not to say the Goonies project focusing on a new generation of kids couldn't work with cameos of the original cast. Now that Quinn is thinking about coming back to acting, everything, everywhere, all at once, this actor can always reprise the role of his character's Data in Short Round. And again, if we see him reunite with Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones on screen, that would be even better. I'd love to see that. I'd pay I'd pay mucho money to see Short Round come back again in the Indiana Jones movie, or at least make a cameo appearance, or say, "Hey, Mr. Jones," that'd be cool. I think that'd be so freaking cool. You know what I'm saying? That'd be so cool if Short Round showed up at like the mid credit or like the something of the movie, just say, "Hey, Mr. Jones, remember me? I'm Short Round." You remember that kind of voice sort of deal. He kind of that like kid child voice type deal. I think it'd be so cool if like he actually did that again. That'd be so cool. Again, that's what's going on with Indiana Jones and how Quan is thinking about returning as Short Round. He said he would return as Short Round if he was asked to. He said yes, he would return. That would be really cool. You know what I'm saying? I think that's cool. So, again, we're going to keep this going. Yes, we're going to keep this going. Okay. So, you want to know more stuff about the comic book universe? Okay, you want to know something about Peacemaker? Okay. We're getting with Peacemaker. Peacemaker's disgusting Superman joke has secretly came from Harley Quinn. Did you know Harley Quinn was behind the Peacemaker disgusting joke? The Peacemaker's disgusting Superman joke secretly came from Harley Quinn. Yes, it's confirmed. Peacemaker's disgusting Superman joke secretly came from Harley Quinn. Now, after one of the comic book confirms Harley Quinn has hilarious association disorder with Superman and poop, it is possible that she started Peacemaker's gross rumor. Again, 9 hours ago, everybody. The disgusting joke that Peacemaker made about Superman and his rumored desire to have secretly come from Harley Quinn. Yes, Peacemaker and Harley Quinn had briefly worked together in the 2021 Suicide Squad by James Gunn. Very, very good movie. Again, I saw it last summer. It's very fucking awesome. Now, Peacemaker spun off on his HBO Max series earlier this winter. Now, again, both anti-heroes were brought in against the will to put off a top secret mission for Amanda Waller. While the two didn't share that much screen time in that movie, they very much had one of the least off-screen moments, right where Harley shared the fact about Superman. As one comic has confirmed, she has this idea about the Man of Steel as Peacemaker. What? Okay, you might be shocked and be like wondering like how, and I'll tell you how. Okay, so in Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey #1 by Amanda Connor, Harley is now dreaming about a tropical vacation where she recently took this up with Poison Ivy, her girlfriend, sort of. And again, in her dreams, Superman is there and he's acting as the server in exchange for information Harley has had, evidently integral to saving the life of his longtime friend, Jimmy Olsen. You know, the little nerdy boy who works at the Daily Planet, who always takes photos and be like, oh Jolly G, Clark, Jolly G. I feel like this is going to be a great photo. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, sort of. Oh golly gee, Superman. Oh golly gee, Clark. Oh golly gee, Mr. Kent, or whatever the fuck he did. I don't know. I'm just playing around with words right now. But again, okay, Superman is approaching the two of the Drakes, and Harley Quinn calls out to him, addressing Superman as Pooperman. Pooperman? Are you serious, Harley Quinn? Are you fucking serious? You call Superman Pooperman. Okay? This is how sick she is. Just sick in the head, Harley Quinn is. Now, in a comment, this could be immature plays of Superman's moniker based on the rhyme schemes. Superman, Pooperman. Oh my god. That is just freaking disgusting. Now, just the sound of that. Now, in a little too on the nose, the Superman in particular from Peacemaker's disgusting claim, it was actually associated with Harley Quinn saying this. Harley Quinn seems to associate Superman with poop. So yeah, so Superman Pooperman. Okay? Imagine that in your head right now. I just can't believe it. Okay? So just as Peacemaker did in his live action show, given one pause to wonder if it wasn't Harley herself or if Peacemaker has got this information from her. Well, we just said he just got the information from her. Again, alright? So while their time together was only brief, Harley Quinn and Peacemaker were in the same place in the same time back in the summer of 2021 in The Suicide Squad on HBO Max, which also did a dual release based on HBO Max premiere and theaters. Though the HBO Max performed more views than the theaters, which oddly was because of the pandemic and coronavirus. Yeah, okay. So Suicide Squad tells them about the killable offense that he can commit before waiting at the same time to strike under the covers of rain. Now, during that same time, it is possible we noted that Harley Quinn could have told Peacemaker that Superman has a poop fetish. And again, given Peacemaker's gullibility, he's confirmed that from the Peacemaker show. It would make a lot of sense for that because he would believe her on face value because of how stupid he is. Again, how stupid he is. Again, oh yeah, sure, I'll believe you on face value. So in the Peacemaker series, we know Peacemaker claims he got the information from Superman on Google. Wrong. You got it from Harley Quinn. Again, we just said that. Again, so alright. So that's what's going on. So we're gonna talk about one more thing, and then we'll wrap this up. Most of you guys probably only just viewed just a few seconds of my live stream, and you're probably wondering, what the hell am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about comic books, yo. That's what I'm talking about, yo. Okay, so we're gonna keep this going. Yes, we're gonna keep this going. Okay. We are going to go up to the bar and we're going to go to Screen Rant exclusives. Again, Screen Rant exclusives. All right. And that's where the good stuff is. Okay. we're going to be talking about the Pattinson Batman. Okay, so the Pattinson Batman, the Riddler, has now repeated Joker's villain trick, and why is there no backlash? Well, we're going to talk about that, guys. Responses to the Pattinson and Matt Reeves Batman movie has been so divisive, and Riddler hasn't any experience in the same backlash as Joker has. Again, 9 hours ago, everybody. Warning, there are spoilers of Batman, so if you haven't seen Batman, this is your own risk. You've been warned. Matt Reeves' Batman frames Riddler Paul Dano with like Arthur Fleck, the Joaquin Phoenix, and Todd Phillips' Joker, but without the ensuing backlash, the Batman villain origin story was really critically acclaimed, or the legend said, because you remember the Joker, it actually got Oscar awards. Yo, it got Oscar awards. I talked about that like a couple years ago, if you remember. Now again, the Phillips film has condoned rather than condemned his actions. Abandoned by his biological father, yeah, we already know the whole story about Arthur Fleck and how he was associated, how he became the wealth divide, which made him a Joker, which turned him into violence. Okay, we got that. So, in Batman, Edward Nashton, Riddler, again, wages a violent campaign of retribution against corrupt figures of Gotham, mostly the elite people of Gotham. In doing so, he is like Arthur Fleck, but not really, inspired others to really take on similar violent stand against the city's most powerful figures, the Gotham elite. Now, responses to the Pattinson's new Batman film have been very divisive. Now, and even so, it hasn't experienced the same backlash as Joker. Now, Joker was a masterpiece. Now, I know probably if you've seen the Oscars of that year where they said, Joker gets this, Joker gets this. Okay, so the Phillips film clearly owed a debt to Travis Bickle in Taxi Driver, and director Martin Scorsese, who is a asshole in real life. He's really backlashed a lot of movies. Who's also been a producer on Joker, has criticized the ways in the society investigated and venerates the violence in 1976 films, and again, the negative reactions to his Joker and how the Phillips has fumbled executions and similar thematic concerns in the clash of new Hollywood ideals and burgeoning the 21st century fascination of this idea of ethical filmmaking. Well, I'll show you ethical filmmaking, you quack. Again, Martin Scorsese is a fucking quack. You should not listen to him. He's a fucking quack. If he knows what ethical filmmaking is, I like to show him some. Now, honestly, I'm not, but you know what I'm saying. It's a joke. It's sarcasm. Again, you're supposed to laugh, okay? So rather than upholding the villain to the tragic protagonist Joker did, Batman avoids this backlash by unquestionably condemning the Riddler for his actions. This version of the Riddler is broken mirror of the Bruce Wayne Batman to reflect his own fixation of vengeance, because he said, I am vengeance. I am the night. I am vengeance. I'm Batman. That's what he should have said. He should have said, I'm Batman. But instead, he said, I'm vengeance. What the hell? Okay, so Matt Reeves' Batman movie also owes the debt to the cultural memory of 1970s. Now, if you were alive in the 1970s, you probably kind of, sort of, kind of like those connections. Now, in Murderers Who Leave Ciphers to Each Crew Scene, the Riddler is clearly inspired by the most infamous serial killers we know, the Zodiac Killer. And again, the Riddler has adopted this in social media to spread his message around. The truth of the Riddler campaign is via live stream video packages, social media, etc., etc. You can follow him there. Contemporary boogeyman like the Quinn. Then worrying parallels between Nashton's history with the Waynes, the Arkhams, and the Qs. The elaborate tales of the Clintons, the Satanist cults in real life, and the danger crimes, if any, if there are danger crimes. Well, yes, there are lots of danger crimes. Everywhere you turn is a danger crime. Damn it, there's always a danger crime. Now, if critics of the Joker were so concerned of the Riddler from the Batman, then y'all crazy. And those fringe moments of the individuals who believe Quinn's conspiracy theories could very well see vindication to mainstream Hollywood films and punishes the very man acting against corrupt institutions. Well, again, Martin Scarice, you can go fuck yourself. We don't like you. You always backlash all the Hollywood movies, and you're one of the worst fucking critics on the planet Earth. I say this with the utmost honesty, because he really is. Now, fundamentally, though, the Batman has not experienced, again, the same backlash. Again, we already said all this already. Why the hell are we saying this again? Again, so basically, it's just basically that last paragraph was basically repeating the same freaking thing we said before. Again, guys. So, again, let me know your thoughts about this stuff. If you agree or you disagree with the stuff that they were saying about the Riddler connection with the Arthur Flex Joker. Again, what are your thoughts about that? What are your thoughts about that? Do you think Martin Scarice is a fucking idiot? I feel like he's an idiot. If you think Martin Scarice is an idiot and shouldn't deserve to live, also leave that down in the comments below. I really want to see how many people hate Martin Scarice. I hate him, so if you hate him, let me know in the comments below. Because I just wanted to do a little sarcasm at that end so that you guys get a feel of why I hate him and why you guys, as Marvel fans or movie fans or any type fan of movies or in general, should just hate him as an individual. Again, guys, right now I'm simultaneously doing HBO on mute and I'm also doing some Disney Plus on mute. It is almost going on 5 in the morning, yo. 5 in the morning, Eastern U.S. time. Now, if you're in the West, you're 2 hours slow. Sorry, guys. So, in honesty, you guys would have more sleep than we do. But hey, like I said, I didn't even sleep a single wink of sleep, and I'm feeling fucking fine. I'm feeling fucking fine. So, again, guys, I'll swing in with you guys a little later, maybe in several hours or whatever or whatnot. I might just relax a little bit, maybe just play around, goof off a little bit, and I'll see you guys in the next upload. Bye, everybody.